Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing a collective reading today that I feel may link to the last reading I did on my channel, which ended up being a love reading. Those of you that saw it will remember. And in fact, in quite a few of my recent readings, we've had soul connections, unions and reunions coming through. So I feel shifts are happening, and that's why that's coming through. Spirit is guiding us, showing us. You may also be receiving signs of this, that someone's going to enter your life, or maybe you're having a lot of memories, dreams, visions of someone from your past, for example. This is for those of you who have a strong sort of like telepathic connection with someone in particular. And I feel for some of you, you have an important spiritual mission with that person as well. Maybe you feel it yourself. I also feel that the reason I'm doing this reading is I feel that in terms of the changes at the moment, some people are going through spiritual lessons, and for some it's like their final lesson, something they have to go through before they're ready for their union. I feel for some it's about empowerment. I've really been getting that, like standing your ground. So this could be about you or someone else, obviously. Take what resonates. This reading is general. Obviously it won't resonate with all of you. But let's see what we get with the cards about this, about the current energy. By the way, sorry I should say, I'm using the Wild Earth Tarot deck again. This is an upcoming release. I think it's going to be released in September 2026, so you're getting a preview. I did a review and walkthrough of it also on my channel, so check that out if you'd like to see all the cards. They're so beautiful. I really enjoyed using them in the last reading, actually. I know a lot of you have sort of shared many compliments about it as well. So what does Spirit want to tell us today? Wow. That one flipped over. Okay, that one flipped over there, we'll take it. Okay, so bear with me as I just arrange the cards so hopefully you can see them in all their glory. So we've got one major arcana in the spread and two at the bottom of the deck. With it being the Tower, this is linking to what I've been feeling in terms of spiritual awakenings, Tower moments, changes, spiritual lessons, as I was saying before. Now, for some, this is orchestrated by the divine, as we can see here. It's like the hand of God saying, enough. Away with that tower, you know. So things that weren't built on solid ground are starting to crumble. And this can be internal as well, like an inner storm for some people. Going through this awakening, you know, wondering what they're doing. For example, with their life. Maybe some of you are experiencing this right now. Wondering about people they have relationships with. You know, do they still want to be in that situation? Or work. Because it's quite interesting that the first three cards were all coins. In this deck it's coins rather than pentacles. even here, wow, we've got 4. Okay, that's quite interesting, yeah. 4 cards of coins. 1 is swords. We've got 2 tens. We had that in the last reading. Tens about completion. The 10 of coins can be something long-term, stable. So it could be a job, a relationship. See, with the skull, it's something that has ended, it's died. That's the message I'm getting here. But with the fruit above and the bird, it's like there's something else out there that's more abundant for some people. So that could be the realisation, wanting to do something more fulfilling. Some people are working at this right now, working at something new, how to create this abundance. So it could be creative projects, something some people are working on. I'm really getting a feeling of Greece from these cards, with the statue, the grapes. So maybe Europe, some people are in Europe, or they're moving there. They're thinking about this new life they could have, moving, buying a new property, something like that. Especially with the world at the bottom of the deck and the Fool. And the 8 of Cups, yeah. Something that's maybe ending, a chapter that's come to an end, and the Fool, something new. It could involve moving on with the 8 of Cups, as I said, from a relationship that was stagnant, a job, and starting a fresh chapter. Or maybe moving with someone to somewhere, you know, starting again, thinking, right, let's start again. Fresh chapter, but is that really a fresh chapter? That's what I'm just hearing. You know how some people say, oh, start afresh, you know, it'll all be new. But you can't just erase the past if you do that. You know, some people have that mentality that, oh, it'll all be erased. Well, only if you do the inner work, you know. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting travel, the last and first major arcana. So the end of quite a big chapter for some people, and the start of a new one, whether it's alone or venturing out with someone, business, relationship, whatever it might be, new home. But we do also have the 10 of Swords though, which can be a painful ending. With the Tower, something unexpected that could happen for some people at the moment due to this awakening, this divine intervention. So it could be a relationship, a partnership. It's got 2 B's. B's are about collaboration. So maybe work, as I said, a collaboration, a commitment, connection. What I'm really feeling as well, intuitively, is this Tower moment could be quite surprising for some people in terms of something that happens that shakes them, so it shakes them awake in terms of their awakening, but they see situations and people in a different light as a result of that Tower. That's what I'm getting. This card is all about reaping what you sow. So we've got the 7 and 8. So for some it is about this abundance coming your way. That came out in the last reading. You might remember the abundance, the basil that came through. Now we've got fruit, which is definitely a sign of abundance. Something that some people have been working on, growing and seeing the results of your labour. But with it being next to the 10 of Swords, I'm also getting karma here, reap what you sow. You know, in terms of something, especially with these 3, in fact, the Tower, something that wasn't really divine, it was karmic. Karmic situations usually end once the lesson's learnt. We've got the world confirming that. So that is happening for some. Some are moving on on their own, on their new adventure. Yeah, I'm just getting like I was saying before, about seeing someone differently, in a different light. Maybe feelings coming to the surface for some as well. Being honest with yourself and others. But definitely karmic situations coming through. With this card, I often feel patience as well, because obviously you plant your seeds, your tree, your fruit, whatever it is you're growing doesn't grow instantly, does it? It can take years. This can show years, in fact, in tarot with the coins. I just wanted to pull out the book because this is a new deck. I thought it'd be nice to share some messages from it. And these are cherries in this card. And it's saying 5 cherries still green hang from the branch, tense in their process. 2 ripe cherries are ready to be savoured, but you cannot choose which ones will grow first. Patience becomes the teacher, and reality sets its own pace without asking permission. This card confronts you with the frustration of having worked hard but not yet seeing the final result. Yeah, so some people may be getting impatient in terms of seeing something grow. Really just seem we've got something here around work, with it being coins. But it could be other things obviously as well. It also says, the danger of the 7 of coins appears when you believe that value lies only in the harvest. You become desperate to pick the fruit before it's ready. I forget that growth also occurs in stillness. Well, that is so true, isn't it? So that's not only in terms of work, but that's also about ourselves, isn't it? Sometimes we think, some of you might have felt this, you sit there and think, nothing's happening in my life. It's just still, stagnant, nothing's changing. But in that stillness, are you reflecting? Are you growing as a person? If you are, then changes are happening for you. So see that, see the positive in terms of some cherries being ripe and others not. I'm getting like glass half full, half empty coming through. Positive, negative thinking coming through here. So yeah, this does link, I think, with what I was feeling, especially with the Tower, 2 tens, it would seem. So for some of you, the guidance is persevere. It might seem mundane in terms of what you're doing. I'm really feeling for some of you this is something you're working on. So this is linking to the mission I was saying at the beginning. Your mission. Keep working on it like it's your baby. Maybe some of you say that, this is my baby. It could be about growing fruit, produce. Maybe you grow it and you're thinking about selling it or selling something you create. I'm hearing, putting your wonderful creativity out there into the world. Some of you do this already. I'm getting baking really coming through. For some of you, maybe it's something you do and you're thinking about expanding, sharing, either sharing your knowledge or your produce, for example. So, wow, that's really interesting though, to get the first and last major arcana coming through. So it seems we're getting end of chapters, beginning of new one coming through as the theme. Is this what you're going through right now? Share in the comments if you wish. Let's just see anything else that might come through, maybe as guidance or as reflection with the tarot. Yeah, I'm suddenly getting a nervous energy now coming through a little bit. Anticipation. So this could be about going for it, that fall, taking that leap. Does it feel a bit nerve-wracking? Well, we'll take those. They sort of dropped out there, but we've got another coins card, the Ace of Coins. So now an ace is about a new beginning that could be very abundant and secure. Could be something you need to invest in. That could be where the procrastination is. And also with the Two of Swords, I'm getting crossroads energy, you know, which way do you go? For some, this is like, do you go to the past or do you move forward to the future? So it could be about healing as well, as I said before. Does your mind keep wandering to the past? Is there something you need to heal, forgive, release? Or is your mind saying, move forward, keep going, do this new thing, this new venture, and you'll be prosperous? So we've got 0, 1, 2. So I'm really getting a transition when that comes through. A B again, so B's that are about collaboration, teamwork. It could be about work, could be about a relationship. I'm also getting, this is kind of linking to one of my recent readings, fear versus love in this decision. So is fear holding you back, or is love making you want to grow, get out there, open your heart, maybe reach out to someone, start something new, share your wonderful creations, as I was saying. Now we've got the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which can be about healing, especially after the Three of Swords, something maybe quite painful for some, a time of reflection as well. See, this B is solitary here, thinking, taking that time out to care for yourself, maybe feeling a bit left out as well. But yeah, time to pause and slow down for some of you, I feel, because there could be a decision that you need to make. It could be about starting something new idea that you have, a new path. I'm getting with this one. This is like a path. So again, those two paths coming through that we had there. And the Two of Swords is also about pausing, taking a bit of time before you make that decision at the crossroads. I really feel for some, again, as I said about the last reading, this is a crossroads in terms of the heart. Maybe a choice in love. Two come along at once, like buses. You know, could be for some of you. It's always the way, isn't it? Or as I said about leaving something behind, moving on to something new. Again, I've just pulled out the book for this one because I just thought it's nice to share some of the messages from here. I do love this book actually as well. And it says, the Four of Swords reminds you that not everything needs to be said or thought immediately. That only by turning off the external noise can you deal with the internal noise. Yeah, stillness is necessary, but the danger is to hijack vitality and become too attached to tedium. Yeah, there you go, so finding that middle ground. But definitely a sign here to pause and reflect, especially if you're making a big move, big decision. I feel for some of you it is life-changing, which I think we had in a recent reading, didn't we? Life-changing decision. Maybe linked to a home, buying a new property, moving, ending something, creating something new venture, your mission, new relationship, reaching out to someone, whatever it is. That does seem to be what we're getting. But yeah, reflect and take your time to go within. Listen to your heart, listen to your soul. if in doubt, meditate for a while. Pull away from the noise. Yeah, really getting this card coming through. It's like, here's all these energies. There's 3 energies here. Maybe around you, in your home, or wherever it might be. And you're being guided to just retreat. Take time alone, because some of these people could be influencing you, manipulating your thoughts, controlling, that kind of thing. And that could be them being influenced by dark forces to make you do that. That's really what I'm getting here. And, if that happens, if there's too much mental chatter, so you've got swords come out, which are about thoughts, you can't make rational decisions, can you? It might be from the head rather than from the heart. Is it all around, am I going to be stable with all the coins that have come out? Are you thinking, am I going to be stable and okay? But what's your heart telling you? What's your soul telling you? I'm not sure if you just heard the sirens there. There's a sign. Yeah, with the tower. Something unexpected that could happen for some. Tower, 10 of Swords, it could be something like that. Something in terms of health. Just got to put it out there with that sign. That's what I'm feeling. Wow, I'm getting like breathing issues suddenly that I'm channeling. Some of you might find with anxiety, you can't breathe well. You get panic attacks. So it could be some health issues, yeah, for some people. So again, try to calm down, meditate, ground yourself, get out into nature, if you can. Yeah, I really feel this is linking to the anxiety I felt before. What I'm feeling is that, as I was saying before, some people might feel pressurised to do something. They're doing it, they're ending a big chapter in their life, and they're unsure. And when you get that anxiety within, but it's something else, it's like a heavy energy in your system. And I've had it before. I've spoken about this before in readings. I'll give the example again, in case any of you haven't heard it, where I'd applied for a job, it was abroad, I hadn't seen the place, it was very blind, but I was offered a job. I was on the phone to them, and they, were finalising it. They said, we can arrange somewhere for you to stay if you want. And that was it. I got off the phone and I just got this heavy energy suddenly, like this brick was inside me and it dropped. Like I felt so heavy. That's the best way I can explain it. I hope that makes sense. And so I didn't do it. I trusted that inner feeling that I feel was Spirit guiding me, saying don't do it. So trust that. How do you feel within? Do you feel excited about this new venture, new chapter, or do you need time to pause and reflect? Trust your intuition, obviously. Only you can make that decision. You can be guided, but it's down to you. And if there is something that feels off, trust that. Take a bit of time. Say to people, I need some time to think about it. Maybe get away for a while, think it through, and see how you feel within. In terms of the 2 crossroads, you could write down a list, something I've done before as well. I'm letting you all know my secrets here. So on one list you write the pros and cons of one situation, the other list, the pros and cons of the other, and how many do you have, how do you feel about each one, get a bit analytical as well. Think it through in that way, because sometimes it's hard to know, isn't it, till you go for it. But I'd certainly say also go with the feeling you have when you think of the different scenarios, whatever they might be for you. So I hope that might help. So for this reading, I thought I'd pair the wonderful Wild Earth Tarot with Wild Woman Rising. Another new deck that was recently gifted by Kayana. Beautiful deck. And because this one has nature in it as well, and gold gilded edges. So isn't that wonderful how they match? I thought let's just see what we get with these ones. See how they pair. Wow, everyone. Okay, we've got Leap with the frog, and that links to the Fool, which is about taking that leap of faith. As you can see, the Fool here is leaping off the edge of a cliff, starting something new. Could be something entirely new. You know, he doesn't know where he's going, but he's going for it. That can be what brings up that fear and anxiety, isn't it? But you're being guided to go for it. If it feels right, obviously, as I was saying before, about how does it feel. Which one makes you smile, like she does in this card. Yeah, you know, go with that one. Think about, as I said, think about the two choices, or however many choices there are. Which one makes your heart smile? Oh, I like that, everyone. Wonder if that could be a title. Decisions, which one makes your heart smile? Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I like that. You know, and is there one that you think of and your heart sinks? So I was saying about that feeling that I had that time. Yeah, that's really interesting, because it is interesting how your soul knows, your soul will tell you. So we've got reclaim your soul skin with this one, and rewild your spirit with a wolf, very wise, intuitive wolf. And here I think we've got a seal with water, emotions. Yeah, so it's interesting. We've got the word soul, as I was saying about following the voice of your soul. She's underwater, she's gone deep. She's trusting, well, this is what I'm imagining. Anyway, she's trusting the voice of her soul that's guiding her to take that leap. It could be something a bit wild. You know, you're feeling apprehensive, but it's like what you want to do. The wild decision could be the one for you. That's what I'm feeling. It's 33, master number as well. You might be seeing a lot of double, triple numbers as signs, potentially. These could be spirit animals. We've got a frog here as well. Because we've got the Four of Swords, we're going to take that one, and I'm going to take one more. So we've got 4 cards. 4 for stability. You might see 444, sign that angels are around you. You might see feathers, there's a feather there as well. Wow, everyone. Okay, so first of all, wow, I love this, everyone. We've got a bee. And obviously in this deck, if you saw the walkthrough, you'll know, the swords cards have bees, as you've seen in all of the swords cards rather. So the message, harvest the honey, which is linking with 7 of coins. You know, keep working on whatever you're doing, whether it's yourself, a creation, your work, something new you want to produce. Flowers, sunflowers, a sign of abundance. Oh, that's beautiful, everyone. Amazing. So you might see bees a lot as well. You might find there's a certain insect you keep seeing. I know for me it's been butterflies recently. Seen quite a few. And we've also got claim your sovereignty. Now that's linking to the Ace of Pentacles, stable and secure. But realising you are sovereign. I say this in quite a few of my readings, don't I? You know, when I say about making decisions, so that crossroads, is it coming from you, who's a sovereign being, or is someone else trying to sway you, as we had here about the other energies? So you're being guided to take a bit of time out, pause, retreat, claim your sovereignty in your decision. It's your choice, your life. You have the power to make changes, take that leap. You can do it. It might be scary, something completely new. You know, it can be scary, but does the thought of it light you up, make you feel better compared to the situation you're in? We've got a snake. Snake sheds its skin. So releasing, yeah, we had a snake here, wow. So we've had lots of synchronicities in this reading, as we often do in my readings. I always think it's quite amazing, actually, even if other people don't. In terms of the signs we get, you know, it's quite special. But anyway, that's my opinion. We've got 12, 21. There you go, so mirrored number as well. Here, so claiming your sovereignty in terms of ending a chapter, starting a new one, and embracing that old part of you. Yeah, what I'm getting with this one is like embracing it, but then starting again, starting afresh. A new you coming through, you know. Like some of you, you're not the same person you were a few months ago, a few years ago, whatever it might be. You've changed a lot. People might notice it in you as well. Wow, so that was, yeah, this was a good choice with the synchronicities. The bee and the snake in particular are coming through a lot, which really I feel is a sign of, as I said, letting go of the old, of the past, and starting something new. Maybe collaborating with others, as I said about the bee before as well. So I thought I'd pull out the book for this wonderful card. I was guided to it. It says, don't be afraid of your transformation. Release your old ideas and false beliefs as easily and naturally as a snake sheds its skin. Stand in the centre of your life. Even in the midst of change, take up space without contorting or contracting to make other people more comfortable. Your heart is a sovereign nation, and only you can rule it. Yeah, I love that. That does link to what I was saying before as well about you making that decision yourself. You are a sovereign being. You can make these changes, shed the old beliefs about you. Also could be negative thinking, you know, that you used to have. Maybe you've changed in that sense. Maybe you always used to think, I can't do that. But now something's telling you, go for it, take that leap, and maybe it feels right. So listen to the voice within. I'm going to leave that there, everyone. I really love the way these cards are paired, actually, as well. Last reading I used another oracle deck, which I think linked and paired really well as well. But I really love the way we've had some synchronicities with the bee and the snake in this reading. So yeah, a sign of collaboration, teamwork, shedding the old life, the old beliefs, whatever it might be for you, and starting again. Thank you so much for being here. Please do share in the comments if you like the reading, the cards, what do you think of the cards. I do love both of these decks. I'll certainly be using them again because I just love this new tarot deck in particular. This is a very new one for the channel, but I love it already. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. Please do subscribe so you don't miss out on future readings. Sending peace of the night to you all.